Disney really shot themselves in the foot, figuratively speaking, when they decided to take Amber Heard's side in the Me Too movement, because at the time, Amber Heard was able to make allegations against Johnny Depp, and before waiting for all the facts to come out, Disney decided to get rid of him from the future of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. You know, the guy who essentially built that franchise, they decided to fire him, only to find out that Amber Heard was actually the abuser in their relationship, and Johnny Depp was pretty much cleared in the eyes of public opinion. Well, now Disney is left with egg in their face because they already alienated the star of their franchise. So they're left now with this franchise in name only, that they can either, I don't know, recast the part of Jack Sparrow, they can scrap it, or they can decide to just reboot it. And it looks like that's the approach they're going to be taking now. Speaking with comic book, producer Jerry Bruckheimer gives an update surrounding Pirates of the Caribbean 6. According to the producer, Pirates of the Caribbean will be akin to a franchise reboot rather than a direct sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. The lesson to be learned from this is not to be so quick to judgment, because sometimes your initial perception could be wrong, but it's because of that a lot of people are put off from actually watching a Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. Now, can they reboot this movie? I think it's possible, but I don't think Disney is going to make it work. Even though it just started off as a pirate adventure movie that happened to star Johnny Depp, he essentially took over the franchise with his performance, and they pretty much shifted the whole franchise to revolve around his character. And without him, a lot of fans of the franchise aren't really interested in seeing the future Pirates of the Caribbean movie, especially given the nature in which there was that split between Disney and Johnny Depp. Disney was just really under the impression that public opinion was on their side when they fired Johnny Depp, but come to find out, once we got all the evidence, a lot of people were on Johnny Depp's side and were demanding that Disney restore him as the part of Captain Jack Sparrow. But unfortunately for Disney, that ship had sailed because Johnny Depp basically wrote them off for not backing him before they got all the evidence. Since 2017, Depp had become wrapped up in controversy during his defamation trial with his ex-wife Amber Heard. While he was originally supposed to appear in Pirates of the Caribbean 6, he was said to have been fired from the film during this trial. Heard was found guilty, leaving many fans campaigning for Depp to be involved in the film again. There's also just the overall perception, at least from the news that we've gotten so far on the potential reboot, is that Disney just hasn't learned their lesson, because a lot of people were accusing the company of saying that the only reason they fired Johnny Depp is because they're trying to push more towards a woke agenda and that they're wanting to push more of a female pirate sort of thing. They already had an opportunity to do that with Margot Robbie before they decided to scrap it. And then we got this latest news of the potential cast for the future Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. And this is also putting off a lot of audiences too, because instead of having Johnny Depp, you know, a white guy play the lead in the movie, now they're going to hire a black female for the lead role. Disney is still looking for a way to repackage the smash hit franchise, with Ayo Edebiri being eyed to star in a female-led Pirates movie. The actor is reportedly the studio's top choice to lead the cast as Anne, one of several young pirates searching for hidden treasure. And on the surface, this doesn't sound like a bad idea, and I think in ordinary situations, it wouldn't be a big deal at all. But the fact of the matter is, it's the perception of what Disney is actually doing. You know, the whole
put a chicken in and make a lemon gay.
Whether or not that's actually the intention with the executives at Disney, it probably is. But even if it isn't, that still is the impression that a lot of audiences get. And the reason that's a bad thing is because usually when you're trying to focus on the wrong things, like pushing in representation and diversity, well, then the quality of the movie suffers. Now, I'm not saying you can't have diverse cast in a Pirates movie. In fact, if you actually look at the history of Pirates, they were pretty diverse, but still, that's not necessarily the reason why people think Disney is going to be going down this route. They're going down this route because they have an agenda that they want to get across. And a lot of people are just kind of turned off from that, just from the simple fact that when you're watching a pirate fantasy movie, you want to watch it for escapism. You don't want to watch it to be lectured, or you don't want to watch it for some type of message or anything like that. You just want to enjoy an adventure and then move on with your life and just kind of ignore what's going on in the real world for the couple hours that the movie is playing. But if you're going to try to ham-fistedly put this stuff in there, then yeah, audiences are just not going to be interested in watching it. And that's assuming that this is also starting off on the right foot, when people already aren't predisposed to not want to watch this movie because they fired the actor who was in the movie previously before they got all the evidence just from simple allegations alone. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below, because I think this movie is pretty much DOA, and if Disney was actually smart, they would pretty much just put this on the back shelves and maybe just leave it there for another 10 years or something like this until all the press around it dies down, and then maybe you can actually reboot it at that time frame and people would be excited. But right now, I think no one just really cares. But I'm curious what other people have to say about this. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And if you can, click that like button and share the video because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.